One important thing that I noticed today, though,
Yeah.
the one Colombian that played for the U.S. sat on the bench the entire game while the Jamaican played and scored.
Oh, come on. After the game, for the next 2, 3 hours, I had this awful feeling in my stomach. Like that, that's not what I wanted to happen. It felt like we could have had more.
Did you
And
not feel like this was going to happen, though?
at
That
some
they're
point during the game, I started getting the feeling like, oh my God, we did not get enough in the first half. And this might not end well. And so here's the
and
tell. Here's my takeaway. My takeaways are the first half USA was very interesting. They pressed up high. They were so energetic. It was high intensity soccer. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in the second half. I don't know if the coach pulled them back a little bit. I don't know if they got tired. But when it was time to just manage the game, they fell apart. It didn't look good.
with what you said, it's about managing a game, right? Now, the youth thing is that they should have capitalized more on the first half when they were dominating the game, dominating possession. They had everything going for them, and they couldn't capitalize. They couldn't
Marlon,
finish
they looked
another
good.
goal.
They looked
They
very
looked
good.
they looked good, but then Wales at halftime changed their format and they put in a big man up top and decided to do um, play off him instead of trying to build. They took out one of the young guys, Daniel James, and they put in this big guy in there, 6'5". I can't remember his name right now.
Yeah, he was a presence for sure.
Yeah, and he made a huge difference, and then the U.S. couldn't really deal with that. And then again, youth, you saw them getting a little flustered when the calls weren't going their way,
Yeah,
and they just don't have the experience necessary to put teams away yet. And
yeah.
it's not gonna be pretty against England. If they can get a draw, I'll be the happiest person in the world. But even a team like Iran, they can't play like this against Iran.
Right.
Well, you can play like that in the first half, but what did you think they did that was so great in the first half? Because honestly, it was
That
just
pressure up high was working really well. They were in Wales's side of the field. They were getting the ball back. They were maintaining possession, and they were creating chances. It wasn't 7, 8, 9, 10 chances of clear scoring chances, but it felt like 1-0 was short. It felt like the score could have been bigger. Maybe the 1-0 was fair. Maybe what I'm trying to say is that the possession lied to me. How much we
yeah.
had the ball, how much Wales was not getting near our goalie. It felt like we had a good amount of control, and then it slipped away.
Okay. They picked this guy Sargent to play up top,
I saw
and
that.
he hasn't been consistent with the national team. He's been good for his club team, but they have a guy, Jesus Ferreira. I'm surprised he didn't get the start. Haji came in, didn't really do much. I'm thinking, and I'm not a coach, but I'm thinking it's probably a smart thing to put Way centrally and
Yeah.
put Gio Rena into the team, and maybe we can do a little bit more with the possession because again, you can't not have an end product against bigger teams. It's going to be a very short World Cup.
If we lose to England, England gets to Wales on that third game with 6 points, maybe already a spot in the next round. And maybe they don't play all their guys against Wales. Maybe they take the foot off the pedal, off the gas a little bit. No.
Yeah, but England's team is stacked, so it's there's no such thing as they're taking their foot off the pedal. Because even the guy who is the 26th player on the team is still a star. So this was the this was their best opportunity to get 3 points, to put themselves in a comfortable position. So even if you lost against England, at least you know you're going in the Iran game needing a draw.
What does the U.S. look like when they
Well,
have to
they
go into enemy territory to play a better team, where they have to hang back, minimize the other team's chances, and hope they sneak out a win? Kind of like when they go to Mexico for the World qualifiers, when they went to Costa Rica, when they went to Canada. How do they look?
they play really strong against teams like Mexico, and I don't know if it's a rivalry, but then you'll see them play Saudi Arabia or Japan in warm-up games, and they just look lifeless.
Which is why that Iran game worries me.
Yeah, yeah. The England games worries me because if England beats the crap out of them,
It
what
might
happens
no,
next?
yeah, you can't lose. Jesus Christ, losing by 2 goals.
The US lacks a leader. You realize that? There's no one out there. The US doesn't have that out of world talent. Well, Gio Reyna, maybe he's injured or something why he didn't play today, but I've got high hopes for him. Maybe he can do something.
Yeah.
And that kid's got some fire in him. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm disappointed. Like, I expected a draw today, but I'm really disappointed.
We had 3 points in the bag up until the 80th minute or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. Until Bale showed up, like I said, he
No, you didn't know. I refuse.
He won the penalty.
That does not qualify as showing up. He scored a penalty.
He won the penalty, scored the penalty, and then the last kick of the game, he was about to put the ball in the goal from half line.
If McKinney or whoever that was doesn't stop him, he might have scored.
Adams.
Adams.
No, it wasn't Adams. It wasn't Adams. It was the number 23. Can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Adams had a really good game.
Oh yeah, no, he's all over the place.
There was a lack of discipline in the team, with a lot of players leaving their position and leaving this guy Adams to go back and cover for them. Mainly,
and that's always been his
let me
game.
finish this, Marlon, and you've seen the U.S. more than I have, so maybe you tell me about this. But this guy Dest he's a wild card.
He can dribble his ass off. He can dribble his ass off.
You can't do that against a team like England. You can't just leave your position wide open like that.
And this is why he never made it in Barcelona.
Right. The center backs must have been pissed off all the time having to go back and cover for him.
Because he's not truly a right back, man. He's one of those guys who wants to be a right midfielder or a right winger.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But you know the important thing that I noticed today, though?
Yeah.
The one Colombian that played for the U.S. sat on the bench the entire game while the Jamaican played and scored.
Oh, come on. Come on. I do have you on tape. I do have you on tape saying they needed to play Ferreira. He was missed on the field.
He would have been a better start than without a question. He would have been a better start than Sargent.